Your support makes this show possible. Please support the Playhouse and keep our doors open.
I don't think this is a good idea.
We do it every Saturday.
Yeah, but a junkyard isn't the best place to hang out. She's right, so make it happen.
Nothing's ever happened before, and besides, we're already dressed for it.
So we'll go home and change.
I brought the book. You two love. And you love cosplay. You know you do.
But we finished all the stories already. Unfortunately, you're wrong. There's one more. There is?
It's the last one. It's called Once Upon a Treasure.
Do you think everyone will like it?
They'll love it. It's got parts in it for all of them. Each character is like one of our friends.
That's bizarre. Has it got me in it too?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, a kingdom called Enchantia. Actually, its real name was something quite mundane, but the queen thought Enchantia was more interesting, so that's what she called it, much to the confusion and dismay of her royal mapmakers and anyone else who tried to locate the kingdom for trade or tourism. Anyhow, in the kingdom of Enchantia, or wherever they really were, there lived a princess, Princess Elizabeth. That's what they called me.
See? It's even got your name.
Coincidence. Besides, I'm Lizzie, not Elizabeth.
If we're going to do this right, you have to be Elizabeth. Princess Elizabeth.
Whatever. Princess Elizabeth. That's what they called me. Elizabeth. A truly girly name. It didn't suit me at all. Even Lady Layla and Lady Lila, my companions and best friends, thought it was a terrible name. But what can you do?
It's got our names in it too. Weird.
I was getting to the age when I was supposed to be betrothed. Horrible thought. Lady Layla and I spent many sleepless nights commiserating over it. Me, engaged to some silly prince I've never even met? But my father was gone, and my mother was more concerned with parties and dresses. And the queen, my older sister, was in the clutches of 3 very peculiar mages.
I want people to treat me with the respect they want others to treat them. But I want people to know all the facts before they assume anything about me, or about anything. I have ideas. I could express them. Only if people would be themselves around me. Then they would hear what I have to say and see me for who I really am.
I love my life. I don't want it to change. I'm happy with who I am. I'm grateful for the other mages and my family that lives in a little cottage on the hill. I respect the world, and if the queen doesn't respect me, that's okay, because it's my life, not hers.
People look at me as the open one, the one that can't stop talking. Some do respect me, especially the other mages, but even they often think I'm the crazy, silly one. If something is bothering me, then yes, I do take control. But if it stops bothering me, then I can let it go. If someone is making dangerous decisions or no decisions at all, then I have to take control. I should have been queen, definitely. I'm worried about my sister. Your evil twin sister, the shapeshifter?
No, nothing I can do about her anyhow. I never know where she is or who she is.
So it's Princess Elizabeth? You are right to be worried about her.
She's a troublemaker.
She's a troublemaker, you see, and we have to do something about it.
Find her husband.
Yes, find her a husband.
Indeed, find her a husband.
That will fix things.
I shall find her a husband. That will fix things.
Brilliant idea.
Fabulous idea.
Marvelous idea.
Find someone really silly, so he won't interfere with your plans for the kingdom.
I must find someone really silly so he won't interfere with my plans for the kingdom.
Brilliant idea.
Fabulous idea.
Marvelous idea.
Send him on an impossible quest to find, the greatest treasure in the world.
Perfect, she'll never come back.
But she'll be engaged, so she won't be able to cause any more trouble.
I'll send him on an impossible quest. He'll never come back. She'll be engaged, and that will fix everything.
Brilliant idea.
Fabulous idea.
Marvelous idea.
And if by any chance he does come back, we'll toss him to the dragon in the dungeon, and no one will be the wiser.
Brilliant idea.
Fabulous idea.
Marvelous idea.
Wish we had thought of it.
I come up with all the best ideas. That's why I'm the Queen of Enchantia. Or wherever we are. People see me as someone who's just there. A figurehead. I mean, I have many subjects who all claim they adore me. But do they? Most of them think I'm not capable of anything. But really, I'm smart, hardworking, creative, and adventurous. I wish people could look at me and think, our queen is capable of so much more than just being a pretty face, concerned with tiaras and jewels and silly girly things. She is going to be great one day. Most people think that my greatest ambition is to redecorate the castle, or get my portrait painted, or own more dresses than anyone else does. But actually, I know I will one day change the world and help others. I believe in myself. Why can't my courtiers believe in me too?
I feel sorry for my sister, the queen.
Ridiculous.
She's doing her best running the queendom, but she has a lot to contend with. The dragon in the dungeon, her evil twin sister, and those 3 very sketchy mages.
She's worried about you.
And she's right. Oh, the thoughts that whirl about inside my head. Worse and worse every day.
It will do you no good to complain, princess.
Why not? You do it all the time.
But I am not a princess. A princess must behave like a princess, even if she feels like an adventuress.
I want to explore, but the rules say I have to do the girly things a damsel is supposed to do.
You see? The story's about you, Lizzie.
Stop that. We're in the story now.
Sorry.
You were saying?
Velvets and laces and 4-poster beds are quite nice, Your Highness.
Give me a bedroll and a canopy of trees for my bedroom any day.
But you have to be sweet, so the prince from the faraway land will want to marry you.
Oh, please.
It is a very wealthy land compared to our poor beleaguered Enchantia, or wherever we are.
I know. If they betroth me to Prince Clarence the Good Knight, they get me out of the picture and hook up with all the riches they so sorely need to refill our meager coffers.
I have it on good authority that your sister and the mages believe Prince Clarence will get lost somewhere in the wide world and never come back at all.
I have never met Prince Clarence, but I have heard he is a very silly person.
I have heard the same. They say he takes nothing seriously and is quite ill-suited to run a bakery, let alone an entire kingdom.
And this to be my betrothed?
Yuck!
I like being different. I like being me. I'm glad I'm not part of a crowd or the same as everybody else. But at the same time, being neat comes with its own baggage. Many people know me, but very few like me. Maybe it's because I'm going to grow up to be king someday. I want to be seen as more than just a royal figure. Is that possible? I wish there was someone, just one person, who would know me as me, not Prince Clarence the Good Knight. If that makes any sense?
I feel as though most people don't look at me, mainly because they don't need to. They look at my antics, but not me. I don't mind. Many times I think I have a good idea, but then I realize it wasn't a bad idea. So I make new ideas with my friends. The Queen's courtiers think I'm a wonderful performer, so that makes me feel respected. I had colleagues in Jesters school, but they are all making the royal circuit, so I don't see them anymore. Shall I cheer you up, my prince?
It's not possible, Seymour.
As the royal court jester, it is my duty.
If you must. I told you it would work.
I'll tell you a joke.
Go ahead.
Why did the prince cross the road?
I don't know. Why?
You're the prince. You tell me.
Seymour, take a break. Hello, Sparkle.
Greetings, Prince Clarence.
How's my favorite muse today?
Happy to be alive, for now.
For now,
I'm the last muse. Soon there'll be none of us left. No one listens to me. No one believes in me.
I believe in you. I listen to you.
But you're the only one. I could help, but no one takes me serious.
Same thing happens to me. Of course, no one listens to me because I act silly. But I have a reason.
What's the reason?
The 3 mages and the Queen of Enchantia, or wherever they are, don't want what's best for Princess Elizabeth. If I act silly, they won't realize I'm onto them.
You're pretending?
Exactly. If I can become friends with Princess Elizabeth, then she'll trust me. Then I can make her see what's really going on in her kingdom and help her set things right.
So you like Princess Elizabeth?
I've never met her, but I'm the good knight. That's knight with a K.
Yes, I know.
As a knight, it is my duty to protect those in need, and that includes princesses.
I want a world where everyone understands each other's feelings. A world where people don't judge. All too often, people look at someone and say, ew, you're ugly, I won't be friends with you. But ugly or beautiful, tall or short, what's on the inside is what counts. That person could have been a wonderful human being, and you just missed a great friend. So I want to help build a world where people are fair and kind and never judgmental. I want to spread sunshine everywhere I go.
A summons has been sent to Prince Clarence the Good Knight. The entire court is to be in attendance,
Including me, of course.
including you.
And me.
I am curious. Maybe Prince Clarence isn't as silly as they say. I can hope, can't I?
All I want is respect, and no matter what I do, I know automatically I won't get it. I do everything it takes to be respected. I do. I follow the rules and make certain the princess does too. And yet, no matter what I do, everyone pushes me aside or thinks I'm not good enough. Is it because I'm not a princess? Because my status is lower than hers? Are people laughing at me behind my back? Am I paranoid? Do they think I'm a fool? Maybe I should be the jester. At least then, if people laugh at me, it would be justified.
I wish someone would genuinely hug me. I wish someone felt bad for me, like how I feel about myself. Maybe it's my fault nobody's there for me, but I like to pretend it's the world's fault. The princess and Lady Layla are trying their best to be nice to me. And why do I think they don't mean it? The princess says I complain too much, and I do. I don't think she realizes she's part of the problem. I'm sick of pretending. I'm so much more than the person I pretend to be. I'm sick of all the games and the drama. I wish I could just go straight forward instead of making simple things hard. My greatest wish is that people would stop heaping expectations on me. But since my sister, the queen, never listens to me, that will never happen. I'm sick of people inventing false problems just to seem more interesting and get more attention. The whole queendom seems to be doing that, and it all makes me feel as though I'm not myself anymore. If only there were just one person who would see me as me.
Greetings, Your Majesty. I am Prince Clarence, the Good Knight. That's knight with a K.
Yes, I know.
I've come as you requested. Oopsie. Whatever task you shall set before me, I shall do it. And in doing so, win the hand of Princess Elizabeth.
You aren't as dumb as you look.
That would be impossible.
You are quite right, my good prince. I'm sending you on an impossible quest.
No! Your Majesty, don't tell him that. He can't know that it's impossible.
Right, of course. I mean, I'm sending you on a possible quest.
Name it.
You are to find the greatest treasure in the world.
The greatest treasure in the world. Your wish is my command.
And Princess Elizabeth will go too. Yes!
No! Your Majesty, that is a terrible idea.
That is a horrible idea.
That's the exact opposite of a good idea.
Finally, an adventure of my own.
It's just what you've been wishing for.
I can hardly wait. I suppose we'll have to go with you.
Ladies, this good night, this night with Kay,
Yes, we
will be so happy for your company.
The feeling is not mutual, you silly person. But I will tolerate you, if it means I can go on a quest.
Don't be too eager, sister dear. I want to keep an eye on you.
But Your Majesty, how can you do that? If she's on the quest and you are here?
You're right. Brilliant as always. I can't keep an eye on her if she's on the quest, and I'm here. So that settles it. I will go too. And of course, I will need all of you to go with me.
Brilliant idea.
Fabulous idea.
Marvelous idea.
And Sparkle the Muse shall be our guide.
I shall protect you through blazing sun and desert storm, icy wind, and raging fire.
Fine, whatever. All right then. Everyone to bed. We start earlier in the morning on our quest for
The greatest treasure in the world.
Good night.
At your service.
That was good night without the K.
Got it.
Thank you for leading us through the enchanted forest.
My pleasure, Your Majesty, although you do seem a bit winded.
I'm not used to such strenuous exercise.
Let me entertain you, my queen. I shall lift your spirit.
Who are you? Oh, right, the Prince's Jester. I've never had a need for a jester.
Everyone needs a little silliness in their lives, my queen.
Right, but I have my 3 mages, and they're all the silliness I need.
Nevertheless, it's my job to lighten spirits. So, riddle. What's the first thing a queen does when she goes to her throne?
She sits down, of course.
That was supposed to be my punchline.
Then tell better jokes.
What does a reigning monarch need in the wet weather? Answer.
An umbrella.
Stop beating me to my punchline.
You have one more chance.
What did they tell Snow White's queen when she lost her mirror?
They said, we'll look into it. They said the same thing to me. Never did find that blasted thing.
You're a hard audience, my queen.
Go work on your material, Jester. Those jokes are as old as the hills and twice as dusty.
With the proper training, he could have been even sillier than the mages. Perhaps I shall annex him when this is over. It was a good idea for all of us to go on this journey. Wouldn't you agree?
A better idea than you could possibly know.
I need to keep an eye on the princess. For her own good, of course.
Of course.
Those 3 mages hope the prince really will find a treasure of some kind, so they can steal it from him and leave him stranded in a land far away.
Thank you for telling me, Your Majesty. It is my duty to protect the prince.
I know. That's why I told you. I'm not as evil as people think. It's my twin sister who's evil. She's a shapeshifter, so she's always here, making trouble. But I never know who she is. She could be anyone, even you.
I'm definitely not your evil twin sister, Your Majesty.
I didn't think so, but it never hurts to ask.
Very wise.
I'm watching everything very closely, especially Prince Clarence. It would be very nice if he actually did find the greatest treasure in the world. Or any treasure for that matter.
I can show you a treasure, Your Majesty. A real treasure.
If you think I believe that, you are just as silly as Prince Clarence. Don't get your feelings hurt. But you were just a muse. You couldn't possibly know more than I do.
Whatever you say, Your Majesty, you know best.
Of course I do. And I say, everyone, hear me. Enough resting. On your feet. Get ready for a lovely little climb into the snow and onto the stormy desert.
What sort of treasure are we looking for?
That's a secret.
You seem very interested in finding it.
That's what this quest is all about.
Really? I thought I heard the queen say she was sending the prince on an impossible quest.
No, she didn't say that.
I must be mistaken. You believe this treasure really does exist?
Of course it does.
So you were searching for a treasure you originally thought didn't exist. Funny what adversity can do to a person's outlook.
It will bring great happiness to the queen once it has been found.
And it will bring great happiness to the three of you as well.
If the queen is happy, then we are happy. It is our job to make her happy.
Really? I thought your job was to make her do what you want, and in doing so, make her think she's happy.
We should end this conversation now.
Stop this conversation now before we say something we regret.
Brilliant idea.
Fabulous idea.
Marvelous idea.
Let's go, everyone, and be very, very careful. We are approaching Shipwreck Island. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to come on this quest. A nice warm bed and a blazing fire would be lovely right about now. But I want adventure and excitement, just maybe without the mud.
I'm sorry. I never should let you come along.
Let me? It was my choice to make. I've always dreamed of coming on a quest. I just never realized what was involved.
I've always dreamed of being a good king someday, and a good friend to someone, and a kind person. I just never realized what was involved in that either.
Are you all right?
Why do you ask?
Well, for one thing, you aren't being your usual silly self.
Oh, that.
You aren't really silly, are you?
No, I'm not.
I didn't think so. I never thought I'd say this, but I sort of hope you do find the treasure.
Maybe I've already found it.
Whose idea was it to go on this impossible quest? I will banish them forever.
It was your idea, Your Majesty?
Yes, it was your idea.
Indeed, it was your idea.
And you didn't try to talk me out of it?
Well...
What good are you if you can't even give me proper advice?
It's a crevice.
Much too I first to cross. We're stuck.
Need to get to the other side.
I could fly,
Great!
but I couldn't carry.
Great! Look, the rain's coming. It will fill the crevice, and we can swim across.
Brilliant idea.
Fabulous idea. Marvelous idea.
Really?
Really?
This whole thing has been a wild goose chase.
I knew this was a bad idea.
There is no treasure.
Just mud and water and bugs.
For the first time in my life, I can't think of a single thing funny.
Treasure or no treasure, we've still had great adventures.
Great. We're tired.
We're hungry.
We're thirsty.
And we're lost.
But we have each other. And somehow everything will turn out okay. I promise.
He's not as silly as we thought.
I know.
I really hoped you humans would find the treasure by yourselves.
We don't have your magical powers.
You don't need magic to find the treasure. You already have it.
We have it?
Yes, you have the greatest treasure in the world. You just don't know it.
Can you give us a hint?
That's exactly what I'm going to do. Family. No matter what you go through, you will always have each other. Even though you hurt your sister and she's really upset and she says she despises you, really, deep down she knows it's an accident and still loves you. You should also be grateful they had you and kept you. The best thing is your mother giving birth to you and keeping you.
Family. So very nice. Of course, just like any other, we argue a lot. And at the end of the day, it's undisputable that we argue about stupid things, mainly because we don't have the energy to be nice. Quarrels are a part of the package, but that's alright, because we're safe with each other. Safe enough to open our hearts and receive love in return.
Family. You can be yourself around them, most of the time. They don't care how weird you are or what you like to eat. They will always love you.
Family. They will always love you, even if you do some stupid things. But that doesn't mean you can stray away anytime you like, or disrespect them, because if you do, you will jeopardize their love. But if you do stray, they will still love you. Only then, in addition to feeling stupid, you will also feel guilty. But because no matter what, family will always be there for you.
Family. You can be yourself around them. No matter how weird or loud or funny you're being, they will still love you and won't judge you. So you always feel comfortable, loved, and safe.
I can have a weird family, and that's okay because all families are weird. Although my family argues a lot, that's fine because we all still love each other. I love my siblings because I can play with them when I'm bored. I love my dad because he's nice and takes care of the family. I love my mom because she's like my best friend who I can tell secrets to.
Family is a place you can feel warm, a place you can feel at home, a place you can feel secure.
Family. You always have support. They always have love for you, even though they often get on your nerves. Sometimes they are annoying. Sometimes they really irritate you, especially when they are right and you are wrong. But in the end, you love each other. That's what counts.
Family. They care about you. They love you. They take care of you to the best of their abilities, working together as a team, solving problems, going on adventures, protecting each other, giving each other strengths, in the good times and the bad. Generally, awesome.
Family. They have known you your whole life, and so have you known them. They will help you figure out who you are in times of struggle and confusion, and so will you help them. Family can be anyone or anything for that matter, not just relatives. Family is people who you always know will try their best to help you at your lowest and celebrate you at your heights, and so will you help and celebrate them.
We found it! The greatest treasure in the world. I knew we would. I told you so. Didn't I tell you?
Yes, Your Majesty.
And it was a brilliant idea.
It was a fabulous idea.
It was a marvelous idea.
And now let us go home and share our discoveries with every single member of our kingdom, so that they too may have a treasure of their own, with no drain on the royal coffers. That is the best treasure of all. I really enjoy traveling, don't you?
Yes, Your Majesty. Especially with you as our companion.
Well, of course. I am the Queen of Enchantia, or wherever we are.
That doesn't matter.
It doesn't?
We just like being with you because you're a nice person.
I am? I am. And you are a nice person too, my dear shape-shifting twin.
What?
How did you know?
To quote you, dear sister, I'm not as dumb as I look, but it's alright. So I was born 2 minutes before you were. That doesn't mean you're any less of a person than I am. I never understood why you always had such low self-esteem. We're twins, so that means we're both equally brilliant.
Thank you. I've always wanted you to tell me that. I really have found my treasure. Someone thinks I'm a nice person.
And 3 someones think I'm a nice person. So from now on, I'm going to do my best to be the nicest queen in Enchantia. Or wherever we are.
What a surprise! We found the greatest treasure in the world.
It wasn't silver or gold, it wasn't power or glory.
It was something much more important. Something deep within all our hearts.
And it was different for each of us.
I can't believe you really found it.
With just a little help of me.
You didn't have to help us, but you did.
It was my pleasure. I thought I was all alone in the world, but helping you made me realize that all of you are truly my family now.
I don't think I want to get married for quite some time.
Me neither.
But when you do, it could definitely be to each other.
Who knows? Maybe it will be you and me in the far distant future.
For now, let's all enjoy the fact that we have family members that will love us and cherish us forever.
I shall go home and tell my family about my wonderful adventure and the great new friends I've made.
I will make amends with my sister the Queen, and your evil twin, who isn't really evil, just low on self-esteem. And I will be less selfish to my friends Lady Layla and Lady Lila, to show them how much they really mean to me.
Sounds like a plan.
And maybe someday, your family and your family will be family together.
Rose by any name would smell as sweet,
As sweet,
A rose by any name may cause defeat,
defeat,
A hose by any name would douse the heat,
the heat.
And bones will always suffer from conceit.
The old will always bow before the new, but there is only one and only you.
A rose by any name would still have thorns,
And bows when they appear the bravest mourns. And crows will still have rings and bats have horns.
have horns.
And toes that ache will finally grow horns. The sky by any name will still be blue unless it's raining, but there is only one and only you. A rose is a rose is a rose is a rose, an adage that no one would rightly oppose. A pose is a pose, be it lyrical or prosal. The bent is a pose, a formal proposal.
A rose by any name would smell the same,
Unless it's running,
and blows when struck with malice lead to shame.
unless they're cunning. The smells of winter melt before the flame. When sunrise comes up and shows must never go on to grass and wind. If they get thumbs up, the light in time becomes a fact that's true. But there will ever only be my one and only you. The one I chose, my thorny rose, my one and only you.
Queen Annabeth had solved all her problems in ways she could have never imagined. Even making peace with her evil twin, who wasn't evil at all, just low on self-confidence. The mages had realized that they didn't have to manipulate her in order to get what they really wanted, companionship and acceptance. Sparkles, the last muse, now had a whole kingdom of friends to care for. Prince Clarence had shown himself to be a brave, courageous, and very good knight, who no longer had to hide behind the salients. Seymour the Jester happily continued bringing laughter to everyone in the queendom. And Lady Layla, Lady Lila, and me, we realized that there were lots of options open to us, and that it was possible to be a royal personage, an adventuress, and a normal girl, all at the same time, as long as you have a family and friends who love you, and they all lived
Happily ever after.
I'm glad we did this. It was a brilliant idea. It was a fabulous idea. It was a marvelous idea. But what do we do now that all the stories are over?
We make up new stories.
Stories of our own, because everyone has a treasure chest of stories in their heart.
And every day of your life can be a treasure hunt, if you want it to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining us on our travels to find the greatest treasure in the world. We wish you many pleasant adventures as you find your own joyous treasures. And now let us wish you happy journeys to all, and to all a good night.
Oopsie!